ultimate hobby. This is the building of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission to create a beautiful centerpiece, to seek out new builders and young model makers, to boldly go where no model has gone before. Welcome everyone to the Model Frontier. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a second of any of my great content. And if you do like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. So as you can see, we're back on the bridge of the Enterprise, and it's been quite a long time since we've been here. Been about 7 months actually. No, don't worry. We weren't lost in the Delta Quadrant this whole time. We weren't, fighting the Borg or anything. We've just been through a crazy ordeal. If you haven't been aware of what's been going on, here's a short little summary. So Eaglemoss, the company that was doing the Enterprise, had declared bankruptcy, and they stopped distributing their Partworks models. All of them. There were some modelers on YouTube that decided to private or delete their videos on these models because they never thought we'd get to finish them, so why keep them up? I couldn't do that because that would basically delete more than half of the videos on my channel. So what I decided to do was I left my instructional videos up and just removed the links to getting them into the description, and then I never continued building. Because, well, I continued the build, but I never put those parts on film. So finally, after being in limbo for 7 months, we've been rescued by the fine folks over at Fanhome. They've taken over the Enterprise build as well as several other Eaglemoss licensed models. Definitely go check them out and see what they got. They got a lot of stuff now. They're becoming about as big as Agora did in their stable. So since we know the model's coming back, I feel good continuing to show my build videos on it. Last video we did covered issue 18, which got us through stage 70, but I was given issues 19 and 20 before everything went down with Eaglemoss, and that's going to cover from 71 through 78 stages. I also assembled and filmed all these before everything went down, so it's finally time for us to continue. So if you don't remember, or you didn't go and watch from issue 18. Last time we did a lot of work on the saucer section, and we did a lot of work on the back end of our battle section. Slowly but surely, we're starting to see this ship coalesce into a single model, come together. All these individual parts we've been holding on to for a while are now starting to kind of mesh together into one coherent build. This issue is going to kind of be flip-flopping a little bit. We're going to do a lot of work on the saucer section, but we're also going to do some more work on the battle section of the ship, assembling it and getting it all together. We have a lot to do. We've waited 7 months to do it, so let's not waste any more time. Engage. Okay, so stage 71 is going to involve some of the saucer, so I've got that ready, but the first thing we're going to do involves a light. And as always, it's folding them out to a 90-degree angle. But they're changing it up a little bit on us, because what they want us to do now is they want us to put the light into this section before we do any kind of putting it onto the ship. And how they want us to do that is they want us to put it in and kind of have the... They want us to kind of bend it around where this screw hole is. And then we're going to put a tab in and secure it with, of course, a single AM screw. Alright, so we got the light bulb in place. And now we're going to put this lower skeleton into position. So it looks like we're working on this side. Once again, it's going to be over here. Got a section that's got to go underneath to get everything up and aligned, making sure we're not pinching any wires. Alright, nothing's pinching. And just as always, it's going to be held together with 4 FM and AM screw here, 4 FM screws here, and then 8 BM screws. Okay, so I figured I wouldn't show that whole setup to you. It is done though. The bracket is in. So now we're going to take this unassigned bulb. They want us to feed it through here. And they want us to put it into here. We're going to bend it at a 90-degree angle like always. It's a little tight. We gotta get to work, but it'll be just enough to get in there. Then of course we're gonna have to secure it with a bracket and an AM screw. That was a tough one to get on, but we got it in there. And now, take this. We're going to run it under here. And according to this, they want us to plug it in over here, but I've got plenty of space to put it, so I'm going to put it here, and if it's not a blinking one, it's fine. It's a solid, so we're going to leave it alone. Let's make sure all of our light... Now, let me just double check again. Make sure all the lights are working good. Yep, all of our lights still lighting up. We got one more section to do for this stage, so we're going to go grab our battle section and continue on. Okay, so we got our piece that we're going to need here, and now we're going to be working at this side of it. Make sure these are facing front. You're going to take this piece, and as you can imagine, just like we've done before with our Cobra neck, gosh, that's been a while, we're going to slip it right into here, lining up the windows, and it should just clip right into place. Yep, perfectly fits in there. Now we're going to take our string of lights here, which we've already tested and made sure they work. And we got our reflector panel. Now the green one, the green and yellow wire here, they want you to put on this part. The other one they want you to put in here. Easier to flip this thing around here. Let's figure out where it's going to go. So it's going to lock into here. So we're going to put that in there. This one in here. And we're going to hold it down with 4 BP screws. There we go. So now we got our first set of windows in on this piece, and that is all there is to do in that stage. Okay, so next we start with stage 72, and we start out by putting in 10 escape pod covers, obviously with the lines going towards the wider end. Now on this one, you'll notice I did not do any kind of light bleed fix. That's because, just like we've done in the past, we're covering up most of these with thick black plastic, so light bleed will not be a problem. It's just a matter of fitting which pieces go to what parts. So we got that one there. One right there. This bigger piece goes right here. Then we got this piece goes here, just like that. And then we're going to hold these all in with a total of 7 AM screws. And since they are M screws, naturally, of course, we're going to be dipping them in oil before we put them in. Alright, now according to the instructions after that, they want you to put in 1 clear and 1 dark window, which you could do if you're gluing these pieces down. You could do that before you put any of these coverings on. And then of course we've got a reflector panel. Just like before, there is a nub right there. It's just a matter of figuring out which way this thing goes. So it goes on with this flat edge going up, and then likewise that gets held in with a single AM screw. Okay, so now that that's done, we got another phaser array to put in. So just like always, we're gonna flip it over, put the part in here like that, turn it back over, And this one's going to get held together with 3 DP screws. There we go. That panel is done. As always with P screws, we don't want to over tighten them, so we're not going to go back and screw them in. But that is it for that. That is it for that part, and that is it for this stage. So here we are starting stage 73. As always, I've already put in all the windows. We've done 10 clear windows and 18 dark windows. As always, when you're putting them in, when you're putting these windows in, there is one side that is longer than the other. That long lip goes towards the wider end of the panel here. We got this flipped over. We got a lot to do on this. So we got 2 reflector panels. It goes like this. They go in this order. And to each of these panels, we are going to add 1 string of lights. So the easiest thing to do is going to be to do 1 panel at a time. So it's going to go like this. Get this on here. Get this in there good. Alright. Once you got those in there good, we're going to hold this together. This side we're going to hold together with 4 BP screws. And then on this, and then with this one, we're going to go the green and the yellow first, then the red and black, and we're going to hold that together with 4 BP screws. Okay, so once we got that into place, they want us to bend these 90 degrees, but not the way we used to. Like on the upper section, we would bend them going this way. This time they want them 90 degrees in this direction. Now that we got that done, we're gonna go grab our saucer section. And as you might imagine, we're going to put this piece on. Okay, so now we're going to add a couple of more panels to our ship. So we're going to take this piece that we were just working on, and we're going to be adding that. But first, we got to plug in some lights. So, according to this, we're going to run right through here. And these are wires for the top part of this section, so I'll find the right spot to plug them into. Now, those are plugged in. Now, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to run these to get them plugged into where we can get them to fit. Obviously, we got to go. This is obviously going to be a little trickier because this section has these 2 things in the way, so the only place we can put these cords going to be through this section. So we go one at a time to try to get them both through. I gotta get on the other side here so I can actually see. Alright, now, just like before, I think I folded these the wrong way. Let's fix that. Just like before, I put this into position, into where it's got to go. I can see how much line I've got to work with. Judging from the looks of it, I'd say I got quite a bit of line, so I'm going to do something a little different than what they're saying here. With one of these, I'm going to go through this side instead. And we will plug these into here. They still reach just fine, so we're good there. Now then, got 2 empty bulbs here that we are going to get into these sections somehow. This might cause me a little problem. But it's a problem that'll be rectified when we get this piece into play. So just as always, we're going to put our lights down. Come over, I'm going to get into people's light, I'm sorry. Put this piece on to hold everything in place. Make sure nothing's being pinched. As tight as a squeeze as it is, we're going to get this whole section to go in. Okay. And then once we get everything down, it's going to be secured together with 3 FM screws. And with that in there, that is it for stage 73. So here we are with the start of stage 74. We've gone ahead and we put in our 11 escape pod covers. Obviously we're leaving this one blank, we know why. So now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put on a light blocking panel. So right here, and it's going to be held into place with 2 AM screws. Okay, now we've got our front end piece to put on. And again, we make sure that this part is facing this direction. It's gonna fit right over these nubs here. And that's gonna get held together with a pair of IM screws. Okay, and with that, we're going to go ahead and grab our saucer section and we're going to add another panel to the ship. Okay, so start stage 74, to continue stage 74, we're going to take this piece we just did and we're going to attach it to continue adding to the lip of the ship. So always want to get everything all tucked down in here. Sure everything's fitting right, you're not pinching any wires. And then of course it's going to get secured down with a pair of FM screws. And then once we get that done, as always, we've got a screw cover life pod. Put that into place. Oh, didn't go in quite right. There we go. And now we are done with the saucer section, so now we're going to go ahead and grab our battle section rear assembly and continue on. Okay, so after that section's done, we're going to go ahead and grab our rear battle section assembly again, and I'm sure you can guess that what we're going to do from here is we're going to put the next set of lights in. So, just like before, take your panel, line it up, get it pushed into place. It is a tight squeeze, so you have to take it out and move it around a little bit. Don't worry about it. Okay, now we got it in there. We're going to take our reflector panel, and this is how they got in the directions. It's always a good idea to keep it facing in the same directions. So then what we're going to do with this is we're going to take this wire, this green and yellow is going to go here, course, red and black is going to go in the other one. I'm going to set it into place. And then once we got that in place, we're going to hold it together with 4 BP screws. Getting that first screw in is a pain in the ass, but once you get that in, the rest should be easier to get in. I'd recommend doing this one first because then you could put the lights in before you start pressing it down. And there you go, that's in there, and that was a really fiddly section, and you know, if my screw fell out there, but you know, all those are in place. That pops out, we'll fix it, don't worry. And the next thing we gotta do is they want us to have our cables all running up and out this way. So make sure you have your cables separated, and then they want you to have them running up and out. And then they want us to tape them down. Doesn't matter how you do it, just get it taped down. There we go. That tape job may not be the prettiest, but it will get the job done. Now we're going to need to go and get our nacelle bracket upper panel that we last saw on stage 69. And we're going to continue on with that. So go ahead and grab that and meet me back here. Okay, so now we got this. We're going to take this other string of lights we got here and we're going to mold it into this. Or mold it to fit into this section. So you want these navigation lights to kind of hang over here a little bit. but not too much. This is a real finicky section here to get this on. You know what, we're going to take a tiny shortcut to help make this easier. We're going to put a little dab of super glue right on the bulb, and then we're going to get into position here. And now we got those in place, it's time to put this whole thing together onto our frame. So we're going to take, so the easiest way we're going to start by doing is taking this, the frame, we're going to take the frame, you see there's this little groove here, that's where we're going to make sure our lights are running through. Make sure we have our screw hole uncovered. Okay, now we got those in. They're not going anywhere for now. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this back piece on first. Making sure we're not pinching any wires here. And then we're also going to take our back piece here, and it likewise is going to go in here. Again, we're making sure we're not pinching any wires there. And then all of this is going to get held down in these 4 points with EP screws. So you're going to hold it down in these 4 points here with the EP screws. And there we go. That ends stage 74. We can see we've got the back of our Enterprise starting to come together. Don't worry if this isn't laying 100% flat. It will flatten out, I'm sure, later. Probably when we put the other screws into this section. But we got the starts of all these going into place. And now our Enterprise is really starting to come together nicely. So that is it for stage 74, and that is it for this shipment. Well, that's it for issue 19. Issue 20 won't be far behind on this channel. We got so much more to do, but we're getting close to the end now, and with Fanhome taking over, it's great to know we're going to be able to finish. So just stick around and wait for all the exciting Enterprise building that's going to continue right here on the Model Frontier.